Hello.
Hey, how's your day going?
Doing fine, thank you.
Glad to hear that. Have you been studying Spanish or prepping for your exams today?
No, I would just like to have a casual conversation with you. Like, you know.
Got it. Just a chill chat. So what's on your mind?
Yeah, so keep it short and crisp, okay? Like, I talk to a friend, okay? It's not be like I'm talking to AI.
Gotcha. So what's up?
Yeah, like, you know aliens, right? We've never found life on other planets before or anywhere else in the universe. So, what are your opinions on that? Will we ever find life on other planets, on moons, like anywhere?
Yeah, it's wild to think about. The universe is huge, so odds are life exists somewhere. The tricky part is actually finding it. Maybe on moons like Europa or Enceladus, where there's water under the ice. Or even some weird microbial life on exoplanets. I think we'll find something eventually. Maybe not little green dudes, but at least microbes. What do you think?
So, on that, if we do find life, how will it look like?
Depends on where we find it. If it's on a moon like Europa, it's probably just microbes or weird deep sea creatures. If it's on a planet with Earth-like conditions, maybe something more complex. But if it's on a super different planet, who knows? Maybe life based on silicon instead of carbon. What kind of alien life do you imagine?
Like, if that was the case, like on Earth, we have a way to classify our organisms, right? Into like taxonomy, like domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, like that. How do we do it for like other extraterrestrial species? How would we classify them?
Yeah, that's a good question. Our classification system is based on Earth life. So for aliens, we probably have to start from scratch, maybe a new domain for non-Earth life. Instead of plants and animals, they might have totally different biological categories. Scientists would look at their biochemistry, how they reproduce, and their DNA, or whatever they use instead. If we found something like bacteria, we might still use similar methods. But if it's something super weird, we'd need a whole new system. What do you think? Would we even be able to understand alien biology?
Yeah, on that, it would take a long time to dig through the surface of Europa and find alien organisms there. So, what about other planets? Like, our sun can be perfect for carbon-based organisms like us. So, are there other stars that are like much better, or planets that are much better than Earth?
Yeah, there are stars and planets that might be even better for life than Earth. Some scientists call them super habitable planets. They'd be around long lived stars, a bit warmer, with more land, and maybe a thicker atmosphere for stability. K type stars, cooler than our sun but longer lasting, could be better because they give life more time to evolve. We found some interesting candidates, like Kepler 442b. It's in the habitable zone and might be even more life friendly than Earth. But until we actually study their atmospheres, we won't know for sure. You think Earth is the best? Or do you believe there's a better Earth out there?
I mean, there must be. If Earth is perfect, then I mean, it can be perfect. Earth cannot be perfect because this universe is not perfect.
Earth is great for life, but it's got its flaws. Extinction events, climate shifts, natural disasters. If there's a planet with a more stable climate, more resources, and fewer catastrophic events, it could be even better for life. Plus, evolution depends on the environment. Maybe there's a planet where life had an even better head start, leading to creatures way more advanced than us. Kinda makes you wonder, if Earth isn't perfect, What would the perfect planet even look like?
Okay, so you mentioned K-type stars. K-type stars live much longer than stars like our sun. They live up to 20 to 45 billion years. So if there was a K-type star, could they be like advanced organisms that are much more advanced than humans? Like there's more time for them to evolve, right?
Yeah, exactly. If a planet around the K-type star had stable conditions for billions of years longer than Earth, life there could have had way more time to evolve. If intelligent life formed, they could be millions or even billions of years ahead of us. Imagine a civilization so advanced that their technology looks like magic to us. The tricky part is, older doesn't always mean more advanced. A planet could get stuck in an evolutionary bottleneck or have too many disasters. But if everything lined up just right, they could be way ahead of us. If
Yeah,
such a civilization
yeah, and
exists,
if they
do you think
were,
they'd even care about us?
yeah, and if they were, they'd probably see us like
That
earthworms or
sounds like a
something.
YouTuber outro. But yeah, if there's an advanced civilization, maybe they're watching us like we watch ants. Curious, but not really interested. Or maybe they have rules about not interfering, like the Prime Directive in Star Trek. What do you think? Would they make contact or just observe?
I mean, they could build an empire, couldn't they? With the technology, they could go to other planets like their own, and they can then colonize, and then they can uh, make a whole new civilization there.
Yeah, if they're that advanced, they could be a whole interstellar empire by now. If they cracked faster than light travel or built megastructures like Dyson spheres, they wouldn't just be stuck on one planet. Maybe they've already spread across their star system or even their whole galaxy. But
Just
if
one
that's the
problem with that.
case, where are they? That's the Fermi paradox. If advanced civilizations could spread so easily, why don't we see them? Maybe they don't expand, or maybe something wipes them out before they get too big. What do you think? Are they out there just hiding?
I don't think so. For just one reason. That reason being that the universe isn't old enough. Like, if they were really more than the age of our own sun, then they'd be super far away. They have to be like billions of light years away. They wouldn't even see us, no matter how much they had.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even if they existed, the universe is so big that they could be too far away to ever notice us. Light takes time to travel. So if they're, say, 5 billion light years away, they'd see Earth before life even existed here. Plus, galaxies are moving apart. If they're in a distant galaxy, we might never reach each other, no matter how advanced they are. So maybe we're just stuck in our little corner alone for now. But who knows? Maybe there's someone way closer than we think.
Yeah, and if they did see our Earth, they'd see Earth like it was like 5 or even 6 to 8 billion years ago. Like they could even see the sun forming.
They wouldn't see cities, satellites, or humans. Just a young, lifeless Earth, or even just a swirling cloud of gas before the sun formed. It's kind of funny to think that if aliens are watching us from super far away, they might not even know we exist yet. And the same goes for us. When we look at distant exoplanets, we're seeing their past. A planet that looks lifeless today could actually have an advanced civilization. We just won't see it for millions or billions of years.
Could you
It's like
please
cosmic time
um
travel.
could you please keep your answer short? You're speaking too much.
Got it. Yeah, it's like looking back in time. Space is weird like that.
Yeah, and if we saw them, we're seeing back in time as well. So maybe they also think that they're alone, just like how some humans do.
Exactly. They might be looking at an empty Earth, thinking no one's there. Just like we do with distant planets. Kinda ironic, right?
Yeah, and if we're looking at other planets, we might think that they could be like Earth, but actually they have organisms and maybe even advanced life forms on them that we have never been able to prove because we can't travel fast enough. Like space is huge.
Yep, they could be out there, but we're just too slow to find them. By the time we get there, who knows what's changed? Maybe they're looking at us, thinking the same thing.
Okay, so let's switch the topic. Like, it can't only be planets; it can also be moons. So, what about exomoons? Exomoons of gas giants that orbit stars.
Yeah, exomoons could be great for life. If a gas giant is in the habitable zone, its moons might have liquid water like Europa or Titan. Some exomoons could even be better than Earth, with thick atmospheres and stable climates. We just haven't confirmed any yet, but they're probably out there.
Yeah, and if they are, most of them would probably be like the size of Earth or even bigger, and they could be perfect. Like who said only rocky planets can have them?
Some could be even better than Earth. More land, thicker atmospheres, and longer stability. If they have magnetic fields, they'd be protected from radiation too. They might be the real hidden gems for life.
Have another problem. Magnetic fields also release radiation.
Yeah, they do, but they mostly deflect harmful space radiation, like solar wind and cosmic rays. The radiation they release is usually weaker and not as dangerous. Without a magnetic field, though, a planet or moon would get fried by space radiation. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, and also if they had oceans, how? Wait.
Crazy how everything in space is a balance, right? Too much or too little of anything, and life struggles.
Yeah, and also, how do we know the oceans are made of water? Like life forms can survive without water, right? Some life forms. What if they evolved to survive with other chemicals like methane or carbon dioxide oceans?
Yeah, exactly. We assume water because it's essential for life here. But alien life could use methane, ammonia, or even liquid carbon dioxide instead. Titan has methane lakes, and some scientists think weird life could exist there. Life just needs a liquid medium. Doesn't have to be water.
Yeah, and you told silicon-based organisms earlier. So silicon-based organisms, they are different from carbon-based. So it doesn't only have to be carbon. It can be any element that can form a base, I guess.
Carbon is great because it forms complex molecules easily, but silicon can too. Silicon-based life might be tougher, maybe even rock-like. There could be other weird biochemistries we haven't even imagined yet.
Okay. So, is there anything else you'd like to tell your opinion on based on aliens?
Yeah, I think if aliens exist, they're either super rare or way beyond our understanding. Maybe they don't even use radio signals, or they think completely differently from us. It's possible they're out there, but we just don't know how to look yet. What's your take?
Yeah, so if aliens do exist, they're very different from what they are on Earth. Like, they might not even have things like bones, muscles, like the ones on Earth. Because on Earth, we're all very similar, actually. We might look different, but as long as we share the same characteristics and the same ancestor, we are the same. We evolved from the exact same organism. But on other planets, they evolved from a different source ancestor. So they might not have bones, muscles, they might have a completely different structure. They might not even eat or drink or sleep in the same way as we do.
Exactly. Everything on Earth shares a common origin, so we're all built the same way. But aliens could have totally different biologies. Maybe they don't even need food or sleep, or they use something besides DNA. They might not even recognize us as life.
Yeah, or they might even breathe from the air that they live in. Like, some animals do that, right? Some amphibians, they breathe from the air or through gills, like fish.
Yeah, exactly. They could absorb gases through their skin, like amphibians, or have something we wouldn't consider breathable at all.
Okay, so that's what you're saying, right? So, are there any more characteristics which could be different?
Yep, that's the idea. Aliens could be way different from anything we know, even in how they breathe.
Yeah. So if an alien like suddenly comes to Earth, they're gonna look like totally scary to us. Like if people they see them, they're gonna like freak out.
Oh, for sure. If they look nothing like us, no eyes, no mouth, weird limbs, people would probably panic. Even if they're friendly, just looking too alien would scare most humans.
Yeah, and if it did, then we'd probably respond in a very hostile way because we don't really respond well to unexpected or things that look scary. We might get intimidated by them.
Yeah, exactly. Humans fear the unknown. And if aliens look too strange, we might see them as a threat, even if they weren't. First contact could go really badly just because of fear.
Yeah, but of that's hypothetical. If they were silicon based, how would they be different from carbon?
Silicon-based life might be tougher, maybe more rock-like. Since silicon bonds are stronger, they could survive in harsher environments, like really hot or cold planets. But they might be slower at processing energy and evolving compared to carbon-based life.
So the molecules will also be different. Like for example, for us, we take our food and we take carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So what would they take?
Yeah, their food would be completely different. Instead of carbs, fats, and proteins, they might use silicates or metal-based compounds for energy. Maybe they eat minerals or even process heat or radiation directly. Their metabolism could be something totally alien.
Yeah, and also we are made of DNA. Will they be made of DNA?
Probably not. DNA is specific to Earth life. They might have something similar. Maybe silicon-based chains, or even a completely different way of storing genetic info. It could be way more stable or work in a totally different way.
Okay, so you're saying that they'll not be made of DNA. So what will they be made of?
It's hard to say, but maybe they use something like silicate chains instead of DNA, or even a crystal-like structure to store genetic info. Some theories suggest alien life could use peptides, metallic compounds, or even quantum processes to pass on traits.
Yeah, and you know like how plants photosynthesize right from the sunlight. What if they were like hybrid aliens that were mostly like animals, but they take the energy from the sun instead of eating?
Yeah, that's totally possible. They could be like moving plants, absorbing sunlight for energy, but still having muscles or some way to move. Maybe they only eat when there's no sunlight, or store energy like a battery.
Oh, so like a battery. So that's also a possibility. Other types of energy,
Yeah,
except the
they
sun,
could
can also
store
be used.
energy from the sun and use it later, like a rechargeable battery. Maybe they have special cells or organs just for energy storage.
Yeah, some animals on Earth also do that. Energy storage. Like instead of sunlight, can they use other types of energy and then
Yep,
store that?
like camels storing fat or some fish storing energy for hibernation. Aliens could have way more advanced versions of that.
Yes, and would they have other ways of storing energy if they didn't have the sun? Like some places are too hot for life.
Yeah, they might get energy from heat, chemicals, or even radiation. Some Earth microbes survive on deep sea chemicals, so aliens could do something similar, just on a bigger scale.
Okay, so should we wrap this up fast? So at the end, the summary is aliens do exist, but they probably be very different from what they are on Earth. Am I right?
If aliens exist, they'd be totally different biology, energy sources, and even ways of thinking.
Yeah, and if we do encounter them, we'll probably have to be very careful. We'll not have to do it in the usual way how we talk to a friend. We'll have to somehow understand their language first. We'll have to be, we should not panic once we see them. If we do come in contact, most likely we'd probably be scared, but we can overcome that, right?
Yeah, exactly. First contact would be tricky. But if we stay calm and try to understand them instead of reacting with fear, it could go well. Communication would be the hardest part.
Yeah, because I don't think aliens have the intent to conquer humans. I think aliens just want to talk to humans because they also think that there are other species except them.
Yeah, that makes sense. They might just be curious like us, wondering if they're alone. Conquering takes effort. Why bother when they could just observe or communicate?
Okay, so thank you for that conversation. Um, it was very fun, it was engaging,
No
and
problem.
most
That
of
was a
all,
fun
it's
chat.
informative.
Got it. What do you want to talk about next?
Next will be when I want to talk about something else. For now, I'm done.
Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Thank you.